Hi there, I'm Noah Sipka, and this is the Apatros Review. Now we're continuing on with these family-friendly horror films, as the new year's along the way, and in this episode we'll take a look at a film called Fangs, which was a film that was made in 2001 but released in 2002 in Greece direct-to-video, and this is directed by Kelly Sandifer. And he was a director. It was written by Jim Geoghegan, produced by Kenneth Burke and Barry Corelli, photographed by Lawrence Schweik, music by Tim Jones, edited by Jim Miley, and production designed by Rick Walken. The cast includes Whip Hubley, Tracy Nelson, Kay Stewart, Lucas Benken, Colvin Burnson, Michael Gregory, and Mark Taylor. Now, this was issued in Australia on DVD originally through Peacock Films as a rental-only release, although some copies made their way into the retail market. Then by Flashback Entertainment as both a single as part of one of their 10-film themed box sets. Picture quality is decent for the time. Now for the synopsis. When a horde of genetically engineered mutant bats are accidentally freed from the holding pens inside a university science campus, a former big city homicide detective who's slumming in a small town teams up with the local veterinarian to stop the bats, as their sudden presence in the town threatens to dismantle the local real estate development being mounted by a shady developer. Although, as the nights go on, it seems apparent that the bats seem to be particularly picky about who they eat, as all their victims are connected to a real estate crook in some way. This was a directorial debut for visual effects technician Kelly Sandifer, who has gone on to make something of a career for himself in the field of the family-friendly horror-like direct-to-video feature. He has made a few since this one. These films are designed to be shown to children to encourage them to appreciate the horror genre, but at an appropriate level of content. What you see being tweaked up to remove any chance to feature usual horror staples of sexual content, nudity, and gore effects, while still retaining the one thing that makes the horror genre so beloved: its purpose as a genre of morality tales. Now, Fangs is structured like a kid's cartoon, with the characters being a variety of stock types. We have the former big city cop deciding to take what we Aussies would term a sea change by moving to a small town to work in the local police department, as well as looking for a chance of redemption by cracking the toughest case she can get. For what is effectively a children's horror film, this story is surprisingly deep. The lovelorn widower animal vet with a precocious teenage daughter, back when precocious teenage daughters were only interested in wholesome distractions, not the spoiled crap that's infested the Zoomers, and her annoying psycho boyfriend, who ultimately proves his worth. We also have the corrupt real estate developer, we've had plenty of those here in Australia, who finds his past coming to back to bite him on the backside, and the police chief on the developer's payroll. There is even a buffoonish fat security guard who winds up a victim to kill bats. Not necessarily a spoiler since it happens fairly early on. As far as this genre is concerned, Fangs plays it too safe and predictable for serious horror fans to enjoy, but those same attributes makes it a virtue for parents who are indeed serious horror fans, but who need something with just the right blend of age, safety, and edge to be able to let their children enjoy the genre with them without running the risk of having them see something that they're too young to see. The story arc can be guessed very easily, and no prizes for guessing it, and there's nothing here that would surprise anyone who knows even basic storytelling. Also notable is that there's a good morality tale here to teach children, that dishonesty and the life of cheating people out of their homes and futures for the sake of selling their land as an expensive real estate project will always end up costing a fortune in the karmic retribution. Now, the actors are all professionals who play their parts at just the right level the movie needs without going fully overboard. The ones who do need to go overboard already know precisely how far they can go without scaring the wee ones, so cast here are all perfectly suited for their roles. At the end of the day, this is lightweight junk food horror fare that will have adult horror fans laughing themselves into sickness, away from the cartoonishly simplistic nature of the story, but this is actually designed for children, and it's that particular audience who this movie is best suited for. So Fangs gets a C+, 5 out of 10 from me. It's a passable children's horror story. Not quite good enough to be solid, but still a decent film for the whole family. So if you're a horror fan and you want to show something for your kids, a horror movie for your kids that's suitable, Fangs is a good pick. And another good pick will be the next film I'll review, which will be in the next video, by the same director. Now for gore nudity. This being meant for family-friendly audiences, there is no gore, but a healthy body count, and absolutely none of that adult content. In other words, no naughty scenes or exposed wobbly bits. Okay, so for Fangs, it's a C+, 5 out of 10, it's passable. And, yeah. Now, if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. I hope you guys are staying safe, take it easy, and that's it for this review. See ya.